Okay, think about this for a second. Your body, it's like a giant, bustling city with trillions of citizens. And every single one of those citizens, your cells, they need lunch delivered, they need oxygen, and they need their garbage picked up constantly. That's a huge job, right? So how in the world does your body pull this off? How do you get all those vital supplies to a cell way down in your big toe just as fast as one in your brain? I mean, when you really think about the scale of it all, it's just staggering.
Well, the answer is this absolutely brilliant and beautiful network, the circulatory system. It's the body's ultimate delivery service and waste management department all rolled into one. It's a nonstop delivery network that keeps every part of you going.
To really get how this system works, we've got to start with the stuff that's actually flowing through it. We need to meet the cargo being delivered and the amazing crew that makes it all happen. And we are, of course, talking about blood. So the base of it all, the river itself, is plasma. It's this yellowish liquid, mostly water, that makes up more than half of your blood. Everything else we're going to talk about is just floating along in it, carrying nutrients, hormones, you name it. All right, now for the main delivery fleet. These are your red blood cells. Think of them as millions of tiny oxygen delivery trucks. They're packed with a special protein called haemoglobin, which is what actually grabs onto the oxygen in your lungs. Oh, and it's also what gives blood that classic red color. And get this, your body is such an incredible factory that it's churning out around 2 million new red blood cells every single second, just to replace the old ones. That's just wow. You know, any busy city needs a top-notch security force, right? Well, that's the job of your white blood cells. These are the soldiers of your immune system, always on patrol, hunting for invaders like germs and viruses to keep you from getting sick. But what happens if there's a problem, like a leak? You get a cut or a scrape. That's when the emergency repair crew kicks into high gear. Platelets are these tiny little fragments that race to the scene of the injury and clump together to plug the hole and stop the bleeding. Pretty cool, huh? So that's the whole team, right there. You've got your red cells hauling oxygen, your white cells on guard duty, and the platelets on standby for any emergency repairs, all floating around in that plasma river. It's a seriously dynamic crew. Okay, so we've met the cargo and the crew, but what about the roads they travel on? That brings us to the incredible infrastructure of the body, its superhighways. The two biggest types of roads are arteries and veins, and here's the simplest way to remember the difference. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. See, both start with A. Veins, then, are the ones that bring blood back towards the heart. And if you look at how they're built, it makes perfect sense. Arteries need thick, muscular walls because they have to handle the high-pressure surge of blood being blasted out of the heart. But veins, the pressure is way lower on the return trip, so their walls are thinner. They even have these clever little one-way valves to make sure the blood doesn't flow backward. But here's the thing. The arteries and veins are just the highways. The real action, the actual door-to-door delivery, happens in the tiniest little side streets called capillaries. These things are so narrow, blood cells have to line up and squeeze through in single file, and their walls are just one cell thick. That's what lets the oxygen and nutrients pop out to the cells, and the waste products hop back in. So we have our cargo, we have our superhighways and side streets, but what's powering this whole operation? Well, let's head to the engine room of the entire system, the heart. This thing is amazing. It's a muscle that's only about the size of your own clenched fist, and it never, ever gets to take a break. It's got 4 chambers that work together in this perfect, coordinated rhythm to keep the blood moving your entire life. And what's really brilliant about the heart's design is that it isn't just one pump. It's actually 2 pumps working right next to each other. It's a system called double circulation, and it means that for every one full trip around your body, your blood actually passes through your heart twice. It's super efficient. Okay, so let's follow the journey. First, all the used up, deoxygenated blood from your body comes into the right side of the heart. From there, the right side gives it a push on a short trip over to the lungs. In the lungs, it drops off waste carbon dioxide and picks up a fresh tank of oxygen. Then, that bright red, oxygen-rich blood comes back to the left side of the heart. And the left side is way more muscular because it has the huge job of pumping that fresh blood out to your entire body. It just goes on and on in a perfect loop. Now, all of this is super cool, but it's not just some story in a biology book. This is all happening inside you, right now. So let's talk about how this all connects to our actual lives and how we can take care of it.
In fact, you can literally feel this system working. Every time your heart beats, it sends a wave of pressure through your arteries. Go ahead, try placing your fingers on your wrist or the side of your neck. That little throb you feel, that's your pulse, that's your heartbeat in real time.
Another thing that's incredibly important to understand is that the cargo itself, the blood, is not one size fits all. People have different blood types, and making sure they're compatible is absolutely critical for things like blood transfusions.
Here's a quick look at how that works. If you have type O blood, you're called a universal donor because pretty much anyone can safely receive your blood. On the flip side, if you have type AB blood, you're a universal recipient, meaning you can receive blood from any group. So you can see why knowing your blood type is so important.
So how do we say thank you to this incredible delivery service? Well, the good news is it's pretty straightforward stuff. Getting regular exercise helps keep your heart strong. Eating a balanced diet and not overdoing it on the fried foods helps keep your pipes, your blood vessels, clear. It's really that simple.
Just take a moment and think about it. This entire mind-bogglingly complex system has been running inside you 24/7 since before you were even born, and you've never had to think about it once. It's just an absolute marvel. So the question I want to leave you with is, what's one simple thing you can do today to help it keep running smoothly?